What is going on, Raptors Nation? Luca here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. We are going to dive into some pretty interesting stuff. Yes, the Damian Lillard trade rumors are back, and they've been heating up once again this week. So we are going to talk about the Raptors potentially being revealed as the infamous mystery team. That term has been floating around all week. And then I will get into whether or not it makes sense for the Raptors to try to trade for Damian Lillard. Before we dive right into it, please do me a solid. Hit a like on the video. It helps at a ton. And subscribe over here on the Raptors Nation YouTube channel for all things Raptors. You can also follow me over on X at Luca Rosano 3. So the Damian Lillard trade saga feels like it's never ending at this point. I thought by now a Damian Lillard trade would have already happened, and I thought Miami would have just got something done. But Portland's being stubborn in their approach. Apparently, they want a whole ton, everything from Miami. And this is just a game of who's going to budge, it seems, at this point. But things got a little bit more interesting when ESPN's Mark J. Spears said on Monday that a mystery Eastern Conference team has emerged in the Damian Lillard sweepstakes, saying, I'm kind of hearing rumors about another Eastern Conference team that I'm not going to throw out there just yet. So then teams in the Eastern Conference started running down their rosters and asking themselves, hey, do we have a chance to land Lillard? And when you kind of go down the East yourself, it's pretty obvious to see the teams that would be one of these so-called mystery teams that would emerge. I mean, let's start here. Let's just quickly run down ourselves kind of the Eastern Conference and if there's a fit for Lillard. The Milwaukee Bucks, maybe given the recent remarks that Giannis made about he wants the Bucks to be competitive, win championships, for him to stay there, but they still have Drew Holiday, so probably not. Celtics, no. 76ers, they got a lot of stuff going on with James Harden. I don't think they'll be able to swing anything for Lillard, so I'll probably put them off that list. Cavs, no. Knicks have Brunson. The Nets, they make sense, so they could potentially be a mystery team. Miami, obviously. Hawks have Trey. Chicago, they seem like they're a mess right now. I don't see them striking a big deal. And plus, I don't know who the Blazers would want back. Indiana, no. Wizards are rebuilding. Magic are content, I guess, with their boatload of guards. Hornets, they have LaMelo, and then Detroit has Cade. So then the other team, of course, the Toronto Raptors, they need a true point guard. Of course, we don't know what they're going to do with that point guard position yet. Are they going to start Schroeder? Are they going to start Barnes and Gary? That remains to be seen. So you can see there are a few teams in the East that make sense, but the Raptors are up there for being the team that makes the most sense when it comes to a team that would have interest in trading for Damian Lillard. And then things were basically revealed when Matt Moore of the Action Network said on the Locked On NBA podcast, and I quote, that's the thing nobody's really saying, but everyone around the league kind of knows that the Raptors are amongst the teams. So Matt Moore says this days after Mark Spears says that there's a mystery team. If you connect the dots, the mystery team is probably the Toronto Raptors. It just makes a lot of sense. And we know Masai's always inquiring whenever there's a big time player that's on the market. We heard the Raptors in so many Kevin Durant trade rumors last summer when KD was in this trade saga, and now it's Damian Lillard. So if it's indeed the Toronto Raptors who are this mystery team, does a trade for Damian Lillard make sense for this team? Now, I'm seeing ideas out there that the Raptors could potentially put forth a package that doesn't include Scottie Barnes. The Raptors have their future firsts outside of the 2024 first-round pick, which could go to the San Antonio Spurs if it doesn't fall within the top 6. And then the big young pieces that the Raptors have are OG Anunoby and Scottie Barnes. Now, I just don't see the Blazers taking anything less than Scottie Barnes. They've already been stubborn in their approach. The Blazers probably wouldn't take anything less. I find it hard to believe that the Blazers would go for a package around OG when they know Scottie Barnes is on the Raptors roster, and that is the more ideal young player to get back in a trade for their star in Damian Lillard. So when you look at it for the Raptors, why would they trade Scottie Barnes for Damian Lillard at this point? I mean, they didn't trade Scottie Barnes for Kevin Durant. And you look at Scotty Barnes, he's still young. He's entering only his third season in the league, has plenty of upside, way too early to give up on him at this point. And then you look at Damian Lillard, he's 33 years old. He's owed a ton of money. It's not like he's in the prime of his career. Now, you can make connections to when the Raptors made the gamble and traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, which worked out wonderfully for the Raptors. But Kawhi, yes, he was coming off that very devastating injury, but he was still in the prime of his career. He was still regarded as one of the best players in the NBA. And the Raptors at least gave DeMar DeRozan a fair shot to prove himself. So many opportunities DeRozan had, and he just proved that he wasn't that guy in the playoffs. LeBron had left the East, so that was a gamble that made sense. This gamble doesn't make sense because you do have Lillard, 33, Barnes, still so young. Even if the Raptors do trade for Lillard, I still think a healthy Boston team would be ahead of them. And then you got a couple of Western Conference teams that would still be better than them. And then the biggest thing here is Damian Lillard doesn't want to be in Toronto. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. He just wants to be in Miami. And why would you gut all your team to bring in a player who is already going to have a negative attitude about joining your team? And Damian Lillard seems a lot more vocal than a guy like Kawhi, because Kawhi obviously wanted to be with the Lakers. And when he came here, whatever, he just stood quiet and played his game. Lillard, we see him. He's out on podcasts. He's talking. Like, this is a guy that if he says that if he's traded, that he would request a trade, then I believe that's what he would do. And that's actually news that came out today. Damian Lillard is expected to request a trade to the Miami Heat if he gets traded to another team. This is per Barry Jackson, who's been covering South Florida's major sports for 35 years. So I do trust his opinion on this. So Dame doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in Miami. It's not worth it. I understand why there might have been interest. Of course, you're always going to inquire. I'm sure most teams have inquired about what it would take for Damian Lillard. And then the last thing I'll say is this. I think this is all smoke and mirrors. And I think we are seeing these reports come out because this is a way for pressure to potentially maybe be put on Miami, because if Miami kind of sees, oh, damn, there's a mystery team that now wants Lillard, or this team wants to get involved. We really got to up our ante. But Pat Riley, he's smart. He probably knows this is all just a game to try to get the Heat to offer more. And I still think at the end of all this, I don't know when it'll be because the season starts really, really soon, Damian Lillard will be traded to the Miami Heat. So I think this is just being prolonged. Yeah, I just wanted to do a video on this because, again, this was kind of quiet for the last couple of weeks. I thought we had put this to rest, especially with the idea of the Raptors trading for Lillard. But, of course, this resurfaced. A couple reports coming out. We'll see what happens. But Raptors Nation, what do you think about this whole Damian Lillard saga? Are you interested in a Raptors trade for Damian Lillard? Do you think the Raptors could get something done for Damian Lillard that wouldn't involve Scotty Barnes? And yeah, let me know your full thoughts down below when it comes to this. Again, hit a like on the video. It helps it a ton. Please subscribe to the channel. And that is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. Until next time, stay safe.